Hi,
Hi everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. I am Sabria.
I am Oluwamayo.
This is Myowa, if you didn't understand that. And we want to share our love story with you guys, and just how amazing God is, and how He brought us together, and our story. So, okay, I think we should tell them how we met
Okay.
first.
Okay.
So you want to tell them?
No problem.
And you gotta talk slow because so they can pick up.
Okay.
So Mayowa is from Nigeria.
I'm from Oluwamayo. I'm from Nigeria, Osun State, and I'm a male, like you have seen me, and I'm glad I met Sabria.
And I live in the United States. I am from North Carolina, born and raised in Ohio, but North Carolina for the last almost 12 years of my life. And I met Mayowa online through Facebook. So, okay, did you reach out to me first?
Yes, yes. What happened is this. Oh, there is a lady. She's my family friend on Facebook, and then I was just going through a mutual friend. I tried to add some friends on that day. So I saw Sabria's page for the first time. I didn't even go through it. I just scroll up. I didn't even bother to check out, and then after 3 or 4 days, I still saw her again, and I did the same thing. On the third times, I was just like, okay, let me check her out. And then, well, I just click on her page. After clicking on her page, I tried to look up to check out, and I was like, wow, I like this lady. Let me just try if she's going to reply or respond to my friend request. And then I'm glad I did that. So I sent her a friend request, and then within 1 hour she accepted, and then we started chatting from there. And the rest is story.
So it was after one day I had replied to your friend request?
No, it's just like that day.
That same day?
That same day.
Okay, so, and I probably didn't even realize
And then,
that.
and then one more thing. That day, that same day, we chatted, and we spoke for the first time.
Yes. Yes, we did. So, okay, so I accepted the friend request. I thought he was very nice looking. So it was the dimples that got me. It was the dimples. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I was like, okay, he's nice looking. And I had just had a conversation with a really close friend of mine, and she reminded me to be open, about meeting somebody and how, God may send that person. I was not open to dating apps at all. And really in my mind, and in my heart, I was just like, well, God, you gonna have to really send him, because I'm just tired of dealing with the people that I have been dealing with, right? So after having this conversation with this very special person in my life, me and her are really, really close. We grew up together, and she told me to be open. And so it was in that moment I was like, I'm gonna be open, and I'll accept the friend request. And I did. And he messaged me. I did not message him first. He messaged me, and he introduced himself and told me a little bit about who he was. I think he sent me this long. He said, "Let me introduce myself." And whatever this was he sent me, he apparently had typed it up before, because it had all his, all the questions, his age, how many kids, where he's from, the rundown. And I was like, okay. So I didn't have nothing like that typed up, so I just kind of told him who I was, how old I was, about my kids, And the conversation just started from there. And I think for me, it was, we did talk on the phone that day.
Yes,
so I got to
yes.
hear his voice and he got to hear my voice. And he was very patient because I always have business calls to take. And so he wasn't really like pressing me. He was very patient. And he said, he asked me how my business meeting went, how my phone call went, which I thought was really sweet. Like a lot of times men will come into a woman's inbox and they're very like straight to the point about what they want and kind of rude almost, right? I didn't get any of those kinds of vibes off of Maiwa. And okay, so he's from another country, right? So I didn't know, like when I seen his name, he told me what it meant. But I asked him, I said, can I call you Olu? Because his name is Olu Maiwa. And he said yes, but he really should have said no, you should call me Maiwa. But I didn't know. And so we figured that out. But he was just how should I say, like his spirit showed up before he did. And of course, he at that time he was a stranger, so I'm like, I just want to get to know him better, have a few more conversations. And I never wanted to date an African. Like Africans had approached me before when I was younger, but I never wanted to date Africans because they can be very aggressive. Am I telling the truth? Not Maiwa, but like African men can be very like pushy and aggressive, and he was not that way. He just was not that way. He was very like patient and because I'm busy. Anybody who knows me personally knows I'm a busy woman. I'm a business woman, and I stay like moving, right? And he respected that boundary in that space, and even still now he does not try to cross that line. So the first time we talked, I was glad that we spoke. What'd you think? I'm talking too much. What'd you think?
Well, you're not talking too much. That's true. I always spoke for the first time, and then we introduced ourselves better. She told me that day that she's busy, she had a meeting to catch up with, and I said no problem. So the next day I told her that okay, good night, because of the zone time is different from Nigeria to the US. So I told her that okay, good night, because I always tell her something that I'm living in the future while she's living
in the past.
So
because their time zone is, so when we had daylight savings 6 hours, right now 5 hours ahead of us. So yeah, he lives in the future.
So I told her that okay, the next day we are going to talk, and then on Saturday, that was on Friday. On Saturday we talked again, and then we started chatting, calling, and then the rest is story. Thank God.
Yes. So the next day, I was going to the gun range with two friends. This is something else that I love about Maiwa. He's open-minded. He didn't say anything negative about, me going to the gun range, owning the firearms, like nothing like that. I think the biggest thing for him is making sure that I'm safe always.
Of course.
But he does not like try to like talk bad about anything that I do, or try to change me. And like that's one of the things that I love. Well, I mean, but some men might say like, well, what do you need that for? Because that's happened to me before, So we were going to the gun range, and I talked to him briefly. It was then that I told my first friend that I met him, Felisa, and like just her words of encouragement. so initially she was just like, wait a minute, be careful, you know. But it's always been nothing but encouragement from her. So, and we'll talk more about Felisa on another episode. But so that is the start of our story. Y'all will be hearing more from us.
Yes.
And so, no, should I tell them? Fast forward. This is our first video.
Yes.
I'm in Nigeria.
Right now.
But we'll talk more about that later. We're not going to talk about that now because we need to give y'all some more backstory.
Yes.
So stay tuned. Come back and join us.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Bye bye.